All right, we are here. It is June 9th when this is coming out. We got another great week of music ahead of us. Lots to discuss, fun interview. I love it. How are you doing today, Brett?
I'm doing good. It's been a busy week. Been doing a lot of prep for our upcoming episode, but listened to a lot and excited for what's coming up.
Oh yeah. Lots coming up, lots of tours coming up. It's gonna be good. Um, you sent me the Foo Fighters announcement today.
That is some big news. Yes,
Yeah, do you wanna let our listeners know, even though most probably have heard what's
I
going
do. I just
on?
want to pull up the exact tour dates real quick. Okay. So basically, the Foo Fighters came out today and they announced that they're going to do two Taylor Hawkins tribute concerts. No word on the future after that, but they announced on September 3rd they'll be playing a show in Wembley in London. At the end of the month on September 27th, they'll be playing in LA at the Kia Forum. And I guess like the Taylor's family approved of this, and they're gonna have a bunch of guests that come up and play with them and go through some of what they feel were his best songs and their best songs with him. And I guess they'll see how that goes and ultimately make a decision from there. I mean, they didn't officially say that, but that's just my thinking of what they're thinking. Because I
Yeah,
know like this announcement comes after like all the controversy surrounding that Rolling Stone article.
yeah,
So it seems like at least this is a positive after that wasn't so much. I don't know if you got a
debacle.
chance to read that.
Yes,
Yeah.
that was a debacle. Um, yeah, I think I would be willing to bet they still aren't sure what they want to do, but they definitely want to do these shows, and I think it's a great idea. Um, I can't wait to see all the people that come out of the woodworks for this because Taylor Hawkins had so many friends, and obviously Dave Grohl is very well connected in the industry. Uh, you got to figure like Chad Smith came to mind right away because
Oh yeah, he'll be there.
he'll be like a lock.
I'm pretty sure Queen's drummer is still alive, so he should be there too. Because that was like Taylor's favorite band.
Yeah.
I can never remember his name.
I
No, Brian May's a guitarist, Freddie's singer.
don't know.
I
I don't
should know
know.
him too. He's the car guy. I want to write a song about my car. Loving my car.
I'll tell you right now, Roger Taylor.
There it is, Roger Taylor.
I totally didn't Google it. I'm just an encyclopedia. um, yeah, it's gonna be two big shows. I wish there was a New York one, but I'm not surprised there isn't.
No, I'm okay with it because I don't know if I'd go necessarily just because like it's a tribute show, but I can only imagine what they're charging for it. Like
Yeah,
it's very exclusive, and knowing how Ticketmaster's been these last 2 years, like they're not going to be very friendly on consumers. I'm guessing.
no. It's funny how you see some of these big shows get announced, and I'm almost like it's a sigh of relief when it's not close by. 'Cause then I
I
don't
had
have
that
to
same thought.
yeah, good. We don't have to figure out how to go. Like there's a Paul McCartney's playing next week at MetLife. I think it's MetLife. And I'm going down to South Carolina on Tuesday and the show is Thursday. So part of me was relieved, like I can't I can't go. I'm sad. I really want to. But if the show was Tuesday and we were leaving Tuesday, then you could start making some like, oh, maybe we go and then we leave from there, all this stuff. So
It's a tough swing.
sometimes the universe just decides for you.
Well, hopefully there'll be a next time he comes around. So knock on wood.
Yeah. Yeah. What else we got? Rise Against put out a new single.
They
Um,
did.
and they announced they're doing five B-sides from Nowhere Generation. They're just calling it Nowhere Generation 2. Very creative. And yeah, I don't know if there's a date yet, but they put one of them out fully. I guess it was yesterday. Singles come out? Is there a day for them, or is it just
I
whenever
think it
artists
was.
feel like it?
I think like it. They actually like. Was it last episode you predicted they were going to drop something new on the Rise Against Day? I'm pretty sure it came out
Yeah,
like right around then.
I don't think
And
I
like you
said that on
called it.
air. I didn't say it on
Oh, was
air.
that
It's
off
very
air?
sad. I think I just texted it to you. I
I'll give
forgot.
you credit for it on air, so it still counts.
But yeah, today was when I heard it the first time. And I don't know if you've ever done this because you're not as big a fan of singles. I put this single on and I went grocery shopping at lunch and I just put that on repeat and I listened to that song on repeat for an hour and 20 minutes.
It's very good though, so I don't blame you for listening to it for
It's
an hour and
so
20
good. It,
minutes.
it starts off with like an amazing bass intro, and I just love like Joe Principe. Their bass player, like, oh man, I like learned how to play bass listening to his songs, and it's just so melodic. And then Tim comes in with his like amazing vocals, and it's a great song. I can't wait to hear the others. It has a
Trying to
really cool line. He said like foot on both the brake and gas, and I don't know how to leave or how to stay. Ah, just love that.
He just knows what he's doing, Tim.
Yeah, yeah. It's and it's a good one too, because the vibe of it you could kind of relate to like um just like the state of the world, but then you can also relate it as if he's just singing about like his own mind and personal issues. Like you can attribute it either way, which is pretty cool. I love
That's
them.
what's great about their music.
Yeah. I don't have any tattoos, but I think I want to get their logo tattooed on me.
The heart with the fist.
Yeah, I've been thinking about it a lot lately because I saw someone with it and it looked really cool. So I don't know. Just do like a whole band sleeve.
It's definitely up there with like one of the best logos for bands, though. I have
Yeah.
it in my top 10, probably.
Yeah. I love logos that are like if you know kind of thing. Like I'd almost say Blink has that, but they're so famous that like it's obvious. Like, although I don't know, if you're not a Blink fan and you see the smiley face with those arrows, you might not think twice.
I
But
feel like a majority of people know that one, though, I'd say.
yeah,
And then again, I might just be too in it to.
yeah, yeah. That's what I was trying to decide. Like, when I was in Rockville, I got a bunch of stickers, and one of them I saw was the hymn logo with like the heart and the
It's like the
triangle.
pentagram.
Yeah, that one's badass, and like that's not too obvious. There was a Linkin Park one. This just has like the LP, which I think is pretty subtle as far as like band logos go.
Still recognizable, though.
Yeah. Then there was this Green Day one, with the fist holding the hand
American
grenade.
Idiot.
Yeah. Yeah, there's
And then you
a
have the
lot of cool
Alkaline
ones.
Trio Heart, which is a good one, too.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the guy I just interviewed for the Waster, Joe Plummer. He does like a podcast media company called Ruinous Media, and one of their podcasts is called I think it's called Design Freaks, and it's this girl and she goes over like all like album covers and like the art stories behind them. It's pretty cool.
That's like what we were talking about, like just kind of wanting to get like an album artist on just to pick their brain.
Yeah,
I got to check that one out. It's
yeah,
very niche, but it's like right up my alley, it sounds like.
yeah. Because like album covers, I don't know, they don't get the credit they deserve.
They don't, especially now. And like, you just see it pop up on your phone now. It's not like you're bringing that into your house guaranteed
Yeah,
anymore.
unless you collect vinyl.
Then it's, yeah,
Yeah, then it's nice. That's what I like about vinyl because you get like a huge version of like these albums that mean so much to you.
it's like you get an album and a painting pretty much with a vinyl,
Yeah,
the sleeve.
yeah, and a lot of them like throw a poster inside and stuff, which is pretty cool. It's almost like takes me back to CD days when like you would flip through like the booklet and then have lyrics and like goofy pictures of the band. Like now we just get like a 10-second repeating like GIF on Spotify.
And that's it.
Those are pretty cool too, but it's
No
not
notes though.
no
Or are there
notes.
notes in Spotify?
Nah, there's an
No.
about section, but like there's not much to it.
I think like Apple Music, I know they do like a good description of the albums, but it's not like your liner notes that you see.
Yeah. Yeah, they need to start doing like digital liner notes, or I don't know, just buy vinyl, I guess, if you want it. Or CDs.
Which we
they
do.
still exist. You told me you've been listening to that No Pressure album a bunch that we
Oh
like
my
kind of
God.
talked about last week.
I feel so bad that like I didn't get enough listens in for last week's episode, but I did that and then some this past week. It is phenomenal. It hits on like so many different like loves of mine, and it
Right?
really does sound like the story so far mashed with like take off your pants and jacket era Blink. Is how I've been describing it.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree. It gives me that some 41 vibes. Some of the songs even like give me almost a Day to Remember vibes, even though they don't like break down quite as hard. But it's just like it's a really well put together pop punk album.
It
Like
really
it's
is.
just it's got like it's an album you listen to and you feel like it's been around for a long time, and
It's
been
almost like
around.
a, dare I say, better than a Tickets to My Downfall pop punk album.
One of the songs on that, the voice really reminds me of Machine Gun Kelly, just for a little.
Yep,
Does
that's what I was getting at.
does I'm forgetting his name, but the story so far, dude. Does he sing
Parker Cannon.
Yeah, does he sing exclusively on this, or because
I'm
it
pretty
sounds
sure,
like
unless he has some backup vocalist.
one of the songs doesn't sound like him as much. I don't remember off the top of my head, but yeah, I'm curious because I think it's just a three-person band, if I'm not mistaken, unless someone else is playing guitar, but it's definitely a 3-instrument band, I think.
Yep. Parker Cannon, A Story So Far, Pat Kennedy of Light Years, and Regulates Harry Cornigan.
Yeah, it's really cool though, and it's such a fast album that like I love it. Like some of the songs are like barely a minute and a half.
So, question on that. So, I was talking to Matt, who will be on next week's pod with us. He said it's pretty much, he looks at it like it's one long song. Like it's hard to tell where one ends and another begins, but he just knows he loves every second of it. And I was like, that's a great point, because like I couldn't figure out for the life of me at first, like which were the songs I loved and like wanted to put on like my backyard grilling playlist. And I knew there were certain ones I liked like more than some others, even though I love the whole thing. But it took me like 4 listens to figure out which songs those were. And I probably still couldn't even tell you the names like off the top of my head. Although I know Sour was one. Now
Big
I'm
Man
gonna
was
cheat
good.
now. Big Man. Both Sides is like the one that's like straight up Blink-182.
That's the one that starts with like the super reverb guitar.
Yep.
Yeah, honestly, like looking at the track names, I can't tell you how the songs really go. But if I put them on, I could be like, oh, I like this one.
Yep, that's exactly it.
And I had repeat album on. I usually keep that on Spotify because for such a long time it would always play like the same song after I finish an album. So now I just have it loop the album. And this album would start back over and I didn't even catch it like immediately. It's kind of funny.
But you don't have it set where when an album ends, like it just stops playing.
Is that an option? Usually I thought it
Yeah,
just
you didn't
goes
know
off
that.
into, I thought it just goes off into like Radio Land.
They could shut or autoplay off, because I used to get mad at like you pick
Oh.
something I never heard of. I'm like, you don't know what I want to listen to next. Spotify.
How dare you? Yeah.
I'd rather
Oh,
listen to
well,
Silence and then you pick for me.
I didn't know that was a thing. But that is how I discovered the Messengers, actually. Not that I heard of them, but it was the first time I listened to them was I had Black Masks and Gasoline on by Rise Against. And then it went right into Black Mass because of like the search function. And I was like, wow, this song is amazing. And then the rest is history. I just like fell in love with the Messengers. And then I felt bad because so many other people had been telling me to listen to them for so long.
I mean, it's kind of what happened with me. Like Parco literally told me for 2 years to listen to them, and I finally did. He's like, "You've waited this long to like finally listen. I've been telling you literally at every show we go to."
That's when you tell your friend, look at this band I discovered all on my own.
Yeah.
Just watch their head explode.
Yep. You pass it on. You pay it forward.
What else did we have this week? It was Memphis May Fire.
Yep.
Memphis May Fire. I always emphasize it weird. Nicole makes fun of me. But
Memphis Mayflower. It sounds like you're saying.
I prefer the Memphis Santa Maria. It's much better. Much better band.
Memphis Nina.
God, let's just stop recording now.
We're going off the rails.
We're going overboard. What'd you think of this? Did Did you get a chance to listen to it?
So I did. So
What was it called?
I've
Misery? Something. I
another.
forgot.
It's a. So
We have to address
let's
this.
sidebar with that. There have been so many Misery albums this year that we've listened to and talked about in this podcast, and like the light bulb hit you the other week, and I couldn't believe it, but it's true. Like it's like get at least one Misery album a month, if not more.
Right. So the first one was Silverstein with
Misery made me.
Misery Made Me. Then we had Cold Years with Goodbye to Misery. And now we have Memphis May Fire with Remade in Misery. And I'm pretty sure there was a song track by a different band in there that also contained Misery.
That I'm blanking on right now.
Just a lot of misery going around.
It's the times we're living in.
It really is. I guess thank you, COVID, for all these misery albums.
Literally, though.
Yeah. And then we also went on the cold kick. We had Cold Weather Kids on, then we had Cold Years, and that might have been it for cold. The drummer I talked to the other day was from Cold War Kids, but that wasn't on the pod, so we don't have to play the 5 degrees of Kevin
cold.
Bacon. Yeah, of cold misery. What did you say the other day? We're just a cold and miserable
We're a
podcast.
cold and miserable podcast. Should be our new name.
That's our tagline. Listen to us, cold and miserable. All right, to get back on track, Memphis May Fire, Remade in Misery. What'd you think of it? Have you listened to these guys very much in your life?
So back in like 2012, when I was like really into like the whole metalcore Warped Tour scene, I was listening to them. Like I think the last album I really deep dove with them was Challenger, which came out in 2012. But they kind of faded because it's going to sound like a little shot at that scene, but like a lot of the bands just all sound the same and they kind of blend together. So I kind of disappeared from listening to them for a little bit. But like I like this album, but it did sound like a lot of almost not like a Day to Remember ripoff, but like a lot of like of that ilk, but they don't do it as well as them.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree with you. I enjoyed the album, but like if I want to listen to this music, like I already have bands that will like do that for me.
Yep, that's why I kind of cut these guys off. But like
my thought was if this came out before I listened, like if I was 13, 14 again and still discovering all this new music and this album came out, I'd be all over it.
Oh yeah.
So like it's not a bad album by any means. It's just I don't need it.
No. Like I think it's like a good gym album, but like I'm not sure I'm gonna like sit around and listen to it like when I'm not at the gym.
Yeah, that's fair.
But my biggest gripe with the album, like it wasn't like as you said, it's not that bad, but it's one thing to put out a couple singles before an album drops. It's another thing to drop 8 singles off an 11-track album before the album drops. I've never seen anything like that before. And I don't understand what they were thinking by doing that. Like, what's the point of even putting the album out if you're just going to release everything as a single?
They really released 8 singles?
8. I counted it up today because my buddy's been counting down this release for a while. And he's like, it's still not up, but they keep putting singles out. I'm like, wait, they put another single out. They've been putting out singles since like December. And so they put out literally more than half the album when it finally came out last week.
Yeah, that's a lot. I recognize Blood and Water from like Sirius XM.
That's where I've heard them before. Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely like the big one. 8 singles that's something.
It's absurd. And especially as me, like, of course, knowing me, I haven't heard like any of them because I skip singles, but still imagine like being a big fan of the band. It's like, okay, I have 3 new songs to listen to today. Everything else I know.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's like disappointing in a way. Like let the album have its shine.
Should we make shirts that say like drop the single?
We should.
General admission, drop the single.
Team album, team single.
Wow, 8's heavy. But yeah, that's about it for me. And then I've been on like a Turnstile kick, but they're not new, but they're new to me.
My album of the year last year, Glow.
So good. I don't even know like what to classify them as. Like they have like just like this hard rockness to them, but then they're just like so reckless, and I don't know, it's really good music. This album in particular, Time and Space. I know they have a newer one out.
Well, you didn't listen to Glow On yet?
I listened to it, and then I listened to this other one, and this one just like seemed to grab me more. Some of the songs, like they just switch it up so out of nowhere. Like they'll get to the end and then they'll just introduce a whole new riff and just like jam on it for like 30 seconds.
It's awesome. And then like I love
Yeah.
like the heaviness of TLC, Turnstile Love Connection.
Ooh. Yeah, I need to get to know this album better. I need to get to know the whole band better, but I'm really like impressed by their music. So
They're phenomenal. I'm glad
Yeah.
they blew up last year more because I love that album too. Like Time and Space.
yeah,
And then this just completely like blew the lid off them.
nice. The one of an all caps album. I've been seeing a lot of that lately.
It's phenomenal. Like I'm blanking on the song though, but like there's one the crazy drum part. Like it drops out, it's like almost like bongos.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna be listening to them a ton, so I'm sure when I hear it, I'll tell
Yep.
you what song it is.
You said Blackout, maybe?
Could be. That's the second song.
Blackout or Don't Play.
Nice. Bongos, love it.
It might not even be bongos, but the drums do something that I really love on that song.
Oh,
You have to hear it to know what I mean.
all right, I'll listen. You want to throw it to our interview? We had
Let's do it.
Spirit Board on, these guys from Ohio, and they're doing really cool stuff, and they're right at the beginning of it, so it was really fun to talk to them.
And Nick was solo for this, but the interview still came out awesome.
Yeah, the whole band joined, which was super cool. I want that to happen more because it's a lot of fun. All right, we'll throw it to that, and see you guys on the other side. Okay, we now welcome on a very special guest. The whole band is here. Spirit Board, pop punk, post-hardcore, I don't know where you want to label them, but they're awesome. They have a new single out called The Devil. It's available everywhere, so make sure to go listen to it. Guys, thanks so much for joining us. Raise your glass. Let's
No
make
problem.
a toast and fade to black. How's
you.
it going?
Fade to black.
Damn, now I want to get a beer.
Thanks for having us. Grab you a beer.
How's everyone doing? Where are you guys based out of? Because I've seen all these different cities floating around trying to research.
You guys
have a home
do you guys want me
base.
to just take host on my basic
Yeah.
question? Okay, cool. We're from Cincinnati, Ohio.
Oh, right on. Cool. So I think that counts as Midwest. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what's Midwest anymore. Oh, it's great.
Ohio's for lovers. That's us.
Yes, it is. And you're carrying the torch with the screams just beautifully.
Hey,
So are you guys are a relatively new band because you've only got 4 songs, but I love them all. I want more. So what's like your origin story?
okay, you want me to head?
Yeah.
Okay, so well, yes, we are new. As Spirit Board, we've all been in the music scene for going on 10 years at least. Yeah, and without putting too much connections together, we've all been in bands before and played in bands together before. We decided to create. How much of the story do you want me to go? Because I don't want to connect to it.
I mean, give them the abridged version. I
So
guess.
basically, we were in a pop punk band ish before. Some of the members here, and as we got older, we decided to change up a little bit. And with that, we decided to go with a little bit different vibe. Just as we wrote, we noticed, hey, this is the direction we're going in. So we created Spirit Board, and we launched in October. And we got 4 songs out, like you said. We've got more on the way, and don't worry, they're coming. And we got 2 music videos on YouTube. You can check it out, The Fool and the Tower. And then we're actually can't announce that yet, but we're about to start playing live here soon.
Breaking news.
Yeah, but yeah, and that's basically it. We've been playing forever, and we're all the best of buds.
Oh, that's rad. Yeah, you mentioned the music videos, and I know The Fool was great because it was very heartwarming and the studio looked awesome.
Yeah.
I put that together.
Yeah, he made that one.
Actually,
Oh,
I
nice
was
work.
part of their original band, but I was adjacent for a really long time, and I was their biggest fan. I stand by that. And one day I came over for like a photo shoot or something. Like my grandma had just died. It was like this whole thing. And they were like, "Oh, you don't have to come." And I came and I was like, "Man, Loki, I wish I was in your band." And these two looked at each other and they were like, "Well, we don't have a bassist." I was like, "I play bass."
The rest
The
is
rest is
history.
history. So can everyone maybe say what role you play in the bands, just so I know who everyone is?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm the singer and the screamer. I'm most of the vocals, not all of them, but most of them.
My name's Josh. I play drums.
Nice.
Some people call me Evan. I play bass.
Cool.
Yeah, I play guitar
And
and I do vocals.
yeah.
Nice.
He tries to sneak out of that one.
That's a new thing for him. Yeah.
Hey, have you listened to our Five of Swords song by chance?
Hey,
Yes.
hey, dude.
I know. I'm just telling you. He doesn't like to admit it, but he has that a big vocal part in that.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
No.
Very nice. So, and then
I'm Kyle. Oh, sorry.
Kyle.
I'm Kyle. I play the guitar, and yeah, that's it. I don't do anything.
Cool. So which one of you is the Gibson guitar and which one's the PRS?
We're both PRS now.
Oh, nice. Welcome. I got one too. I love this thing. Although the floating tremolos taking some getting used to. Oh, but that's great. Your music's awesome. I love how you said you started with pop punk and you kind of gravitated this way, because I've always been a fan of screams myself, which I know like kind of exists in pop punk, but you guys go a little heavier with it. Was it like, it wasn't really a conscious decision, it just happened? Or because Five of Swords feels a little less screamier than the others.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of funny because a lot of us growing up as teenagers, we grew up in the heavy community. Like a lot of the bands that I played up growing up were like hardcore, metalcore. Like I didn't even get close to pop punk until I met these guys. And then like when we decided to mature a little bit, I was like, hey, I'm gonna play these beats instead. Let's see if we can do this.
I also think one unique thing about us is if you asked us all our favorite bands, they're all separate. And then if you put that together, you would understand how our music sounds the way it sounds. Yeah.
Well, when we were in the pop punk band, we used to just like be practicing, and then we just throw out like this heavy ass riff, and Josh would just start playing to it, and like we would just do like a heavy song just in the middle of practice, and then we're like, all right, let's go back to writing Into the Sky shit. And we're like, we should just do this shit. Like by the time we got to that point where we were writing that kind of stuff, we were already kind of pigeonholed into like being a pop punk band.
Yeah, I think honestly, like we've been playing the tower for like 8 years.
Yeah, it feels like that.
But it was just like improv.
Yeah, we never fleshed it out. Then one day we're like, let's fucking make this. You know, like let's do it.
But
That was my first thought. When you said heavier riff, I immediately went to the tower. Like you guys are sitting on that one for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a fun one. That was our first music video too. So
Was that your first song that you released?
I think it was.
The
tower was the first
the
video.
Fool and the Tower were within like what, a week apart.
Yeah.
In October when we released like those two like right away. But it was definitely our first music video.
Yeah. Tower was our first video.
And then the music video for Fool came out right after.
Yeah.
The music video for The Fool came out at the same time as the video. That's why the views are higher on the tower.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. And then Josh, right? Drummer?
Yeah.
I gotta throw you under the bus. What happened with the Facebook share? Because I was doing my homework and I saw the one share for the devil had like that random song attached to it.
Oh.
I think you need to release that song.
Since then, I'm not allowed in charge of any release. They don't let me do anything.
Oh, yes. Can we tell them the story?
Yeah.
So we thought it'd be funny. We got a few TikTok which is a Mars and King Fab to do because we released that song on April 1st, April Fool's Day. We decided to do like a fake mess up release, and we got King Fab to help us out, and we got which is a Mars to help us out. And it was really cool community, and it actually built a little bond with a couple of bands.
Yeah,
So it was a fun thing to do, and it was great. Yeah.
It was
Oh,
great.
that's awesome. That's a great idea. I didn't see the date, so that explains it a little better, but I love it. So you mentioned TikTok, and I know you're sharing Spotify stuff too. I wanted to ask about the Spotify playlists that you get on. How does that work? Do you like have to hustle to get on those, or does it kind of happen organically?
So there's like a website where I forget what it's called.
So it's actually an amazing website, and every band that's looking to get on playlists should just go get on this
utilize it.
website. It's called Daily Playlists,
Yeah.
and all you do is sign up for this website. It costs maybe like $20 a month, and you get a certain amount of subscriptions. And you type in your genre, and it just gives you these. It just gives you a list of like different playlists, and you click on it, subscribe your song, and it automatically like follows.
You
Oh,
get
wow.
like a certain amount of submissions a day, and then you can submit your songs to several different playlists.
Yeah.
So
And then they'll review the songs, and then they'll accept it or deny it.
And this website actually, even before they post the playlist, they'll send you an email so you can promote the post.
And
Yeah.
on top of that, that's kind of a two-tier question, because for the bigger playlists, that's absolutely exactly how it, and the other ones. So for instance, we're on 61 playlists. The other
Nice.
one's just networking. So like I would go on Facebook and TikTok and reach out to people. Like I just made a huge playlist called TikTok Peeps on TikTok that I added about 107 bands to, and they did like all this stuff for that on TikTok, like things like that. And then we were at it like that added us to other playlists. So it's a mixture. The bigger ones, 100%, every band should go to that website. But the smaller playlists, we're just networking, talking to people on
Don't be
Facebook.
afraid to be friendly. You know.
Yeah, right.
Just asking straight up, like I would just be like, this guy would have a playlist like, can I get on that?
Like,
And they're like, yeah. All right, sweet. And then
Oh,
put
I
it
love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of how we got together. Like you just throw it out there and see who wants to get involved, and it's fun. Like we're all like helping each other and learn about good music and good shows, and it's a great time.
Kyle, tell them how we met.
Oh, all of us?
No,
Yeah.
no, just
Oh,
me and you
and
specifically.
All right, so in the old band, we actually went through a lot of member changes. Like by the end of it, I think Josh and I were the only two original members left. And so when our first vocalist left, we were looking for another one for like 6 months or something.
It
Like
was long enough that we had decided if we didn't find a vocalist, it was okay to just let the project die.
yeah. And then I saw him ask a band. There was another band asking for a vocalist on Facebook, and I saw him comment and go like, "Hey, I'd be down." And then
Turns out I'm
Darren-
dumb because they're from Dayton and I live in Cincinnati. And
it was
that
like
was
not
gonna
just
work.
Cincinnati, but like southern, like northern Kentucky, like even like a little bit south of it, to the point where it's like
It would be
that's
like
such a
2-hour drive.
Yeah, it'd be such a drive, it wouldn't be feasible. But I saw that and I was like, hey, dude, we practice downtown like 15 minutes away. Like we're looking for a vocalist. So we just came out to our practice space one night and just like I sent him a couple songs to listen to, and then he came into practice and sang like a couple of them with like the four of us went out in the hallway. We're just like, this is the guy, right? Like,
Well, the
all right, that
audition
it.
was the best part, because we all looked at each other as he was singing, and we were like, well, this is the guy.
Yeah.
But we were like, all right, we have to go discuss this out in the hallway.
Play it cool.
And then I'm like outside smoking a cigarette, like, am I in or not? It's been like 4 fucking minutes. And that's how we met. And that was what, fucking 6 years ago, 7 years ago?
That was
8.
8 years ago.
2016. It was 2016.
2016.
Wow, that's even more than 8 because the past 2 years count is like double at least.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
yeah.
We
actually-
actually busted in our practice space.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
We actually meant to launch this project a lot sooner, but obviously shit got
COVID.
thrown off because of COVID. So we were planning to launch this almost in like 2020, right?
Yep.
No, it was like 2019.
We
It was
started
like at the
no,
end of
It was
2019.
yeah.
Well, we started at the end of 2019, but then like by the time we were ready to like get shit going, COVID hit.
Yeah.
And so we're like, well, we might as well bank and wait because we couldn't play a show if we wanted to.
Yeah.
No, we couldn't.
Yeah.
We couldn't record.
We couldn't practice for a little bit. Like,
Like I don't know what the restrictions were where you because you're in New Jersey, right?
Yeah,
I don't know what the restrictions were for you, but like we
It was
were like,
pretty-
not allowed to leave our house for a while.
yeah, it was pretty locked down.
Yeah.
There wasn't. I was watching bands like stream shows and just trying to pretend I was at a concert. It was rough,
yeah, dude,
rough times.
everything was- That's all everyone was doing. for
I
the
mean,
last 2
I
years.
can't tell you
Yeah.
how many Facebook video chats we had as a band in lockdown. Like, all right, what are we gonna do today, guys? But, like, we're not playing instruments, but like we can plan stuff out.
Yeah.
And it's amazing you made it through that because I know quite a few bands who didn't. And I asked them like, when are you guys getting back together? And they kind of just drifted apart during those couple of years. It's a shame, but it's great that you guys are able to like stick through it and keep writing. Have you been able to play many live shows since things opened back up?
That's what I'm not. That's what I almost caught myself. Josh, you take this one.
We actually haven't played a live show yet.
Ooh,
Yeah, we're waiting on playing a live show because we just wanted the set to be 100 so tight that we it just seems natural.
We're practicing with the backtracks and it's just.
But we do have two. I mean, I'll just go ahead.
It's fine because when
It's fine.
when
They
is this
won't
podcast
care.
released?
we release on Thursdays. I was gonna run you guys tomorrow, actually.
Okay, that's fine.
Is
Yeah.
that cool?
It's fine.
So yeah,
Done. But yeah, so our first 2 shows were actually booked with a pretty big band that we connected with as friends. I'll leave that part kind of secretive, but we're
I'll
actually
bleep it out.
playing September 2nd and September 3rd. We're playing in Cincinnati and going out to Indianapolis. So
yeah, we're basically catching the last 2 shows on a bigger band's tour.
Very cool.
Yeah, and then we're working on a couple other shows for November. We're starting the booking process. We wanted to build our internet up, like our internet, like whatever, our fan base. Yeah, like a fan base up online. Because that's one thing we learned from the band we were in before is we would play all the time and it didn't really matter our count to streams. Whereas now I feel like we've already got more streams than we had in our old band just from the way we've learned and used those mistakes. And now, so our first show is going to have so many more people at it compared to than just playing random shows.
Interesting. Yeah, it's amazing how much you can get done just online.
oh yeah.
It's a whole new like monster. Like people don't really just go to shows to discover bands as much these days.
Right.
Yeah.
I will say though, after September, we're going to let it rip. So we'll be playing shows.
Oh, we'll be out a lot.
Oh yeah, you gotta get over here to the East Coast.
Oh, don't worry.
There's
We're
the
already
shows.
working on it. Already got some things in the works, baby.
Oh, that's great. So is there plans for a whole album or is the tour first priority with some extra songs? What are you thinking?
It's funny you say that. So when we first started, we didn't know how it was going to work out. And in the age we're in right now, people are more fans of singles. So we're like, let's do some singles first. Now that we've actually starting to get a little bit of traction, we're debating on that exact thing, whether we go and use those as our like singles for the album, or if we continue with the singles. It kind of just depends. We're kind of like thinking about that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, is that a fair enough assessment?
Yeah, I mean, and not to spoil too much, but I'm pretty good at that. I'll be honest.
I'm
that's why they
asking
don't
you
want
all the
to-
questions.
He's got loose lips.
Yeah, we actually have, in the past few months, we've locked down writing so much that we started just cranking out some
Yeah, I think we
songs.
had about 12
And
songs.
we do have about an
Yeah.
album's worth ready to
Yeah.
record. It's just waiting on
Money.
studio.
Yeah.
Funding, money, studio time,
Huge.
and depending on how we're gonna release it. Yeah.
But
me-
in the meantime, we're definitely stockpiling.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Is the
well,
writing process collaborative for you guys? How does it work? with the band?
That's such a great, I love that question because we get asked that all the time. And I feel like a lot of bands will come in like, yeah, he wrote this entire song. We legitimately work together. Like,
Yeah.
and bless their hearts, as a singer, they let me like be like, can you try this on the drums? Can you try this? And then half the time it's shit, but they always appease me and at least try it, which is cool. And then vice versa, I let them like with the lyrics, like the last thing we do before I go into the vocal booth is I read all the lyrics off to them and like, are we cool? Is everything good? Like that. So we legitimately work together in all of our songs, like literally come together as a group of 5.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, you definitely don't hear that as much, but it sounds like a lot more fun than just one person bringing the majority of the song and then just letting everyone else have at it.
Yeah, when you learn to compromise, you can get greater things than what you would have in your own head.
Yeah, the sum is greater than the parts? Something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, it seems like your singles, I don't know if I've been making this up in my head, but I feel like there's like a theme, almost like a story, like you have the tower, the devil, like, is that something, am I onto something or is that just nonsense?
So
You are
onto something. The devil is the prequel to the tower. If you listen to the songs back to back, it's a story. However, all of our songs are based on tarot cards.
Oh, okay.
Swords, the Fool, the Devil, the Tower. That's the overriding arc. And then the other ones aren't so much a story, but the Devil specifically and the Tower, they are a story.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I love when albums do that, when there's some connections.
More will be revealed when the music video comes out for the devil.
Yeah. We're
Oh,
very
great.
excited for the Devil music video.
Yeah, the tower video was sick. I wanted to get into that.
Yeah.
Was that just a great time, like dressing up and going out in that field?
It was,
and-
It was super good.
It was
really
it was hot.
It was so hot.
It was so fucking hot.
It was
So-
like 110 degrees.
Oh
we-
my
it was-
God.
We had
It was
like
mid-July.
There was like a 40-foot
Jesus
bonfire.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
So
that
So that was real,
fire-
because that was one of my questions. Was that
Yeah.
fire real? That thing
Yes,
was.
he had the water or the grass and trees around it, so it
This
wouldn't
dude
catch.
thought he was gonna catch on fire.
We were standing like 20 yards in front of that thing, holding those torches in those
And
fucking robes,
They
just
were flannel,
roasting.
dude. We had
Like I could
flannel
feel the
robes.
heat on my back.
We had torches
Oh.
like 6 feet away from the diameter of the fire, and they lit by themselves.
Yes.
Jesus.
Not to mention our site for the video was in Boo-Foo Children of the Corn nowhere. So like
Yeah.
we drove like a fucking hour and a half to get there. And then we get there is nothing but a really beautiful like flower
We
field.
decided
yeah.
we weren't gonna bring beer, but turns out we were gonna drink beer.
Yeah.
And it was like I said, it was,
That was
like
our hydration.
it was 110 degrees, and we were all wearing felt robes.
Dude,
Oh my God.
But there was
And hoods,
a pool,
dude.
like
We got a lot of-
pool. So like everyone kind of jumped in afterwards, and I was like, yes, it's time. And I like go to jump in, and then I realized I had just gotten my whole ass tattooed.
Also, the best part about that day was the behind scenes footage, which hasn't been released yet, but there's some shots that we have.
If you swear to never show some of these pictures, we'll show you the worst picture of me in my entire life.
You're not.
Oh my God.
You're not recording video, are you?
I do. No, I throw it on YouTube also, so don't show anything yet. But at the end,
I'll send
you
it to
can,
you after.
Yeah.
They
and you
found
can tell
an
me who you're
angle.
going to tour with, because I really want to know, and I'll keep it. I'll keep it locked.
They found an angle of me that just looked like I was just a piece of shit. Like, I
Looks like a film, dude.
was like, what? How did you even do that?
I'm surprised the face paint wasn't just sweating off
It
everyone's
was,
face.
bro. It
yeah.
was. It was hot. And then
no, it's
He looked like a 30-year-old dad at like a football game with his
Oh,
face painted.
the worst part about it is it's like 110 degrees, and the guy that we hired to film it is like, hey, we should like take a mirror and get the sun on your face so it like does the shine thing. And I'm just sitting there like, bitch, it's like 110 degrees. Now it's like 200.
Focusing the sun directly in his face.
It's a miracle Christian didn't die of heat stroke.
But it was worth it. It was worth it,
He
dude.
walked around with that robe up above his underwear for a whole lot.
Honestly,
Wait, there were 2 good photos of Christian.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
that's
because
right.
it's the one
Because
where he's on
there's-
the couch.
No,
the
the one,
stockings.
with
The one
like,
in the hot tub where he looks like
Oh,
old
yeah.
Brad.
Yeah. But like I'll do anything for this to work. Like before this, I literally hung upside down from a noose on my feet in a photo shoot. We ended up not being able to use that for reasons, but there's no limits on what I'll do to make this work. I mean, I swear I'll do anything. And then I still have a scar on one of my feet from like hanging up in these photo shoots.
Oh, man.
This is in the past.
I can't wait to see what the future music videos will be. I guess they can't all be The Fool where it's just hanging out in a house.
Yeah. We wanted one of those though. Every band has that one studio video. We wanted like,
Yeah.
we got one.
Yeah, I felt like it was really cool to do it at the beginning of our band. So like we blow up, people can go back and look at like the DIY, like us just goofing off in a studio.
Yeah.
Like
I'm just
all-
mad.
Yeah.
I'm just mad it was before I took my hair medication and now I got hair again.
Just do another one. It's fine.
Right?
We could just record your face and then plaster it over
Nope.
the like CGI.
Not even good, just like
Just like a Snapchat sticker.
It's just a still.
We tend to go off on tangents. I'm sorry.
No, I love it. I love it. What else you guys up to? So you got the tour coming up. You're just working on tour prep for the fall?
Tour prep and recording prep. We're actually about to go record an acoustic version of the Five of Swords here soon. And then we got
merch coming.
merch coming.
Oh yeah.
Our website's gonna launch soon. We got a lot in the works, and we literally have like 12 songs ready to go. We just are getting it done and going out there, and then by September, hopefully we'll be all over the internet.
Oh, yeah.
Legitimately, my favorite songs that we have are ones we haven't released.
oh yeah.
Ooh, that's a good.
Yeah, we got
tease.
some.
And we haven't even recorded them yet. Like,
Yeah.
we haven't even gotten that studio.
Yeah, just the rough recordings. I've
Yes.
listened to them. It's like, guys, I think these are better.
Yeah,
I'll tell you this, we've released, I think up to this point, of all the songs we've written and then the ones we've released, I think we've already released probably our heaviest and our lightest songs.
Yeah.
I think the rest of these kind of fall in between like the Five of Swords and like the Tower of the Devil.
Truly.
I would say
bridging
between
gap.
definitely between the devil and the Five of Swords, because we don't have one as heavy as the tower. That might be our pinnacle heaviness for now. Just because of the way it's an arcing storyline.
We've got that one, but that's not coming out for a while.
There's some that still lean heavier, some that still lean like more pop punk, but they're more in the middle than any of those two.
Which is awesome
Whatever
because
I'm talking about, I don't.
when I promote our stuff on TikTok, like depending on what I'm promoting, I can do like emo, screamo, like or pop punk. You know, and it's great because I'm reaching out multiple communities, and it's been able to blow up my personal TikTok for one, and the band's one as well. And our streams have been getting up there, so it's awesome.
Oh, that's great. I did have one other writing question. Just because I'm always interested in like songwriting and process and stuff. And in The Devil, after like the breakdown / like solo, there's a little like spoken word part. And I was wondering, did that exist from the beginning, or did you have a little instrumental there and then kind of later think it'd be real cool to like say something in this?
Are you talking? Yeah. Are you talking about? I saw only say, yeah, that's me. So I went to school. I graduated college for poetry. That's what I went to school for.
Oh, cool.
And we were in the studio recording that part. And it was originally an instrumental section and before that like slow part. And then I was talking with our producer. Shout out Always Be Genius, by the way. Studios. They do all sorts of bands. He's incredible. They did Capstan, State Champs, Real Friends. Like it's a great studio. So we're in the studio and he was like, what about like some whisper part? And I was like, you know what? I got a poem that fits this exact scenario that I wrote back in college. And I had it memorized because I used to perform it at spoken word poetry. So I was like, let me see if I can take a section of that and see if it works. If it sounds good, we'll put it in. If it sounds like crap, we'll just delete it. He's like, word, go. And we did about 4 or 5 takes of that. And that's where that came from.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love little things like that. It's
It's a
so
great
fun.
Shout out, I Can Change.
Oh,
Was that
yeah.
One for Giant Roach.
So I also, he does lo-fi on the side called Giant Roach. And
really?
he has like different people come on and do like spoken word poetry over the lo-fi. And there's a song called I Can Change. If you want to hear some of my poetry on it, that's one of my side things that I was able to do. Well, not one of my sides, one of his side things that I was able to feature on.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, I'll definitely check it out.
Just imagine like
Very sad.
just
you know.
imagine like 15 PBRs and me in a living room with anime in the background screaming about sadness into the fucking microphone.
Yeah, dude.
I came up in the 2000s. Screaming about sadness is all I want in my music.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great. Guys, thank you so much for doing this. It's been a ton of fun. I can't wait to hear the new songs. I hope you make it out to the East Coast. Yeah, I'm super excited to see what the future holds.
Can't wait,
Oh,
man.
yeah.
And we'll definitely make it out. We already got some things in the works. I can't
It will be out
say
that
for
way.
sure,
Yeah,
but we'll be out
yeah.
there for
We
sure.
just gotta figure out some logistics,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. Wait till after summer. It's I mean, it's hot everywhere, but
Yeah.
wait till fall. Oh, that's great. All right, thank you so much, guys. We'll talk
Absolutely.
soon.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
Okay, we're back. Thank you so much to Spirit Board and Christian and Josh and all the dudes from that band for coming on. That was so fun.
All the dudes.
All the dudes. You guys were super cool. And yeah, thanks for coming on. It was fun. I hope they come to the East Coast. They said they plan to. So it's going to be so fun when these bands we talk to start touring.
I'd love to see them all in person,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
you were lucky enough to see one of them in person this past weekend, but
Yes.
I was not.
The Grin Bear album release show at the Saint. The Saint is so cool. Like, have you been there?
It's a hole in the wall. Yeah.
It is.
Not in a bad way, but
It is so sick. It made me upset that like we didn't go to more shows during college. Like we went to shows, but like we could have spent every weekend in Asbury if we wanted to.
really
I don't know
could have.
what we were
A
thinking.
lot of PBR in that bar, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I was thinking of I was thinking of
Ross?
cold years. Yeah, because it was $4 PBRs. God, he would love this.
I think they used to be like $2. Inflation.
Inflation's a bitch. Yeah, the show was awesome. We got there at doors essentially, so we got to see all the bands. This band Palomino opened and they were really good, so I checked them out, and I want to try and get them on the show because I really enjoyed their music. Everyone kind of like fit in like that, like punk emo, some screams but not strictly screams. Their bass player was awesome. Like they had some really cool bass lines holding it down. And then Halogens played, and like I don't know why I haven't been listening to them way more. Like have you ever dug into Halogens?
No, I have to, because he mentioned them a bunch during our interview.
Yeah, they're awesome. Like they're right up our alley, and they're Jersey guys. They're local. Like, oh, it was so cool.
HALO Gens.
Gens. Yeah, they were great. And then Grin Bear, like they just brought it. Brian was so cool. He was like nervous, but like just the right amount, and like he was super transparent about it. So he was up there like saying he's nervous, and like it was just really like sweet. Like you heard him, you met him. Like he's just a sweet guy. Like you can't help but love him and his music. And they played like most of the album, some older songs. It's just a good time.
The videos you sent me were so good though. Like he sounded like exactly like the recordings, if not better.
Yeah. And my favorite thing about like this like genre is that like sometimes they'll like emphasize a word differently or like repeat a word a couple more times, like just enough where it doesn't sound like you're just listening to the record. Like the qualities is good, but you can tell like these lyrics mean something to them. Like they're singing these lyrics from the heart, not just like, oh, this is the chorus that I wrote, better sing all the words. Like,
They don't have an Excel sheet.
no Excel sheet. It's almost summertime for the next Weezer.
Park will be back soon.
I can't wait. But yeah, it was just a great time, like driving down to Asbury. We drove past campus, drove past Monmouth, saw some of that because we got food over there first. And Vinny came with us. It was me, Nicole, and Vinny. And yeah, we like posted up near the bar, which is still like right. The place is so small that
The whole thing is the stage, pretty much.
yeah, exactly. And they have all like cool shit on the walls, like, and they had posters of all the bands that have played there and stuff. Like the Ramones played there, like it's crazy.
That's
Yeah,
wild.
like Cake played there. I'm trying to think of some other ones. There was a Hoobastank poster.
Wow. It's like
Yeah.
early Hoobastank, I guess.
Yeah, just crawling around in the dark at the Saint.
There's a reason to playing the scene.
Yeah, yeah, we're just going on in the same direction. Oh no, it never fails. We just go off on an album song.
We have like
top 10.
triggers.
Yeah, it was a great time though. I missed you there.
I had such FOMO watching those Snapchats from you.
Yeah, it was a good night. Like $15 to get in. Beers
I'm
were.
glad Vinny went though.
Yeah. Yeah, we were like halfway down the parkway and I just called him, like, you home? He said yes. I stopped off in Keyport, picked him up. Like sometimes those are just the best plans where it just like kind of
It
happens.
just happens.
All on a whim. And the place sold out because it's so small, but like we were close to the door at the beginning and I was hearing them, like the people checking tickets were talking. It's like, oh, are we filled up yet? The guy's like, yeah, we're full. And then like they just closed the door. That's it.
Wow.
That place got what I would think like 100 people, 200 tops. Like
It's almost like
so
Crossroads.
tiny.
I think it might be smaller than Crossroads, but Crossroads not far behind.
It was definitely the smallest legit venue I've been to. Like I've been to the Meat Locker in Montclair, but that literally just feels like an actual hole in the wall with the
I can never
stage.
not laugh at that name.
Meat Locker. Yeah. Whereas this at least like felt like it was supposed to be a music venue. Just a small one.
Just an intimate one.
Yeah. But super cool. Big fan of the Saint. I hope I can see another show there soon. It was so fun.
And now I got to listen to Halogen. So they have a new album that came out last year.
Yeah, so I was just like playing their top tracks and just letting it go. And I think I wound up listening through all their songs multiple times. The Happy Hour EP was good. You're Being Weird. There were no songs that I didn't enjoy. Like kind of Front Bottomsy. Yeah, they're a good band. And it's cool, like if you wind up liking them, to like genuinely like a local kind of small band is great because you know you're going to get like amazing shows that aren't going to cost you an arm and a leg, and you could
And
see
if-
it in a small spot.
And it feels more special because it feels like it's like unique to you in a way.
Yeah, yeah, your little secret. And they blow up and you can hate them. They changed, man.
Or be
They
hipster. I was there at the beginning.
Halogen's changed. Back when I was seeing them at the Saint, man, now they got the synth and they're trying to make radio hits.
Play the Arts Center.
I can only hope they get that big for unless they don't want to. I don't know. I'm not gonna put words in their
Whatever they
mouth.
want. Yeah. We'll have to have
Yeah.
them on.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we definitely could make that happen because they're all like really good friends. We got invited to an after party at Brian's house, but the show didn't end until after 12. And I was with Nicole and Vinny, and we had things the next day. If it was up to me, I would have just went because like how many after parties you go to? But
Not many.
yeah. Oh well. Next time.
Next time.
Yeah. We got a big episode next week.
Massive.
Yeah.
Maybe our biggest yet.
Not
Or by
Not-
biggest, I mean most contentious.
how many dudes are we having on?
3, so there'll be 5 total.
5 of us crammed into a Zoom call, shouting about albums.
Shouting and getting angry that someone stole someone's pick, so it should be a blast.
Should I pregame this or just start drinking when it starts?
I'm probably gonna start.
I'll be
Yeah.
I'll get through half a beer before it starts. This
I'm
way,
definitely bringing a beer with me to it.
I'm
So I
gonna
think
keep a cooler next to me.
I'll
so,
probably bring a couple upstairs, but
so you talked about it last week, but the premise is going to be going on a road trip. You have a 6 CD changer in your car, a 6 CD changer, and you have to pick 6 albums. You can't take ones that have been taken. And what's the time frame?
1999 to 2011, which in hindsight is probably I was like, I'm still like gathering my like top 30 that I want to bring to this tomorrow and have like backups just in case. And there's just like my Word document is like 3 pages because there's just so much music that came out in that time frame. I know we're trying to stick to like punk, pop punk, emo-ish kind of stuff.
But if it's a road trip, I'm gonna want like a rap album.
I know. I think we have to disqualify
all
that
the-
for this.
All the good Mac albums that I'd want came out like after 2012. So
We have to do
Uh,
a different roundtable for that, for
Yeah.
a rap.
all right, we'll keep
Because
it.
it got a little not contentious yet, but like we had a couple that teetered on what we thought were the rules. Because like Frank and I both had hybrid theory on our list,
Of course.
and Matt
I-
was like, "That's emo adjacent, doesn't count."
Oh wow, I didn't know it was
So-
gonna be like that.
So that's why I'm like, "Oh, I guess I can bring up hybrid theory right now because apparently we can't draft it."
Wow.
So then Frank goes, "Well, if this goes well, we can always do a new metal butt rock round table in the future." And but
That'll
I'm
be fun.
like, I
So I
guess we
can-
can count them as new metal.
I
But
could take like We Are Not Alone and like 1X off my list. Like Break Benjamin and 3
unfortunately,
Days
I
Grace.
think
All
we're
right,
trying to
so
stick to
pop punk / emo.
pop punk emo.
And there's no Front Bottoms albums that fall in time, which makes me very sad.
Didn't
Where
Self
is
Title come
there?
out in 2010?
Oh, maybe I just don't understand math.
Or
Well,
was
now I
that?
just gave
Well, either
away
way,
the pick.
you should. It's either 2010 or 2011, so you should have self
Oh,
title.
2011.
There you go. It fits.
Oh, see. Oh, wow. Wow. Damn, I shouldn't have gave you that.
I didn't even think about them. I thought they were all post.
I know. That's why those would have been like the dark horse.
But it sounds like we're gonna have some really great conversations based on how our group chat's been. Like, frankly, there's some bands that just kept putting out great album after great album, and there's others where they put out one and like many mediocre. So I feel like we can get
Yeah.
sidetracked just breaking down
like
like releases during that time frame.
yeah, like what's like that Red Jumpsuit Apparatus album in Fates, well, whatever the album's called, or like Armor for Sleep, What to Do When You're Dead.
Oh
That's a
yeah,
great
that
one.
was it. Yeah, but then they like disappeared.
I'm gonna make a prediction that American Idiot and Black Parade go 1-2 in no particular order.
Overall,
Yeah, that's personally
I don't know.
what I would want, because those are great sing along in the car. Whenever I'm driving for more than an hour, like a long trip, those are always go tos for me.
I think a Blink one's gonna be top 2. Not sure which one.
Too short. You don't get enough bang for your buck.
Fair. But those are ones that you can put on over and over again and not get sick of it.
Yeah, that's true.
So there's that.
All right. Well, it's gonna be interesting. This kind of brought us to the topic yesterday when we were texting. It's like a sub conversation of what we're gonna do tomorrow or next episode. But a lot of good albums came out in 2004. Like an
Like, what a
absurd
year.
amount. Like if I could get one album of this quality a year now, I would like be super stoked.
And we were like in
Yeah.
it and we didn't realize at the time like how special it was. But I guess that's with any year, I guess. But
But what American Idiot, Siren Song, 3 Cheers, Is a Real Boy. You could throw it to rap. College Dropout came out in 04. Encore
Chuck.
came out in 04, which to me was like Eminem's last good album, even though half of it was ridiculous. Chuck was 2004 too.
Yep.
God
Let It
damn.
Enfold You, Senses Fail.
Oh my God.
Watch Out, Alexis on Fire.
Hot Fuss, The Killers.
Oh wow.
Good
Futures,
news.
Jimmy Eat World.
Wow. Good news for everyone who loves, for people who love Bad News. Modest Mouse.
In Love and Death, The Used.
Oh my God. 2004, man. Let's go.
Where You Want to Be, Taking Back Sunday.
We could do a draft on 2004 alone. Instead,
Really
we're doing
good.
like 13 years.
And there's gonna be so much left off that we're probably have to need like another future episode to like hit on more.
That's gonna be fun. It'll be fun to like shake it up and just have like a random episode
Yeah.
of breakdowns.
But I was thinking like I almost threw out the idea of like what if we each took one album from one of those years, but then I realized the podcast would be like 6 hours probably because that's like 12
Oh, like
albums. you have to
everyone has to
draft.
pick a 99 album. A 2000.
Yeah.
I
We go
mean,
99, everyone takes one. 2000, everyone takes one. 2001, everyone takes one.
It's
We
a
just work
great
our way
idea.
up.
just make it a shorter time frame. Like do like 2000 to 2005 instead of 13 years or whatever it is. I'm not a math guy. I'm a music
It's definitely a tougher
Oh.
challenge than I think. Like doing the prep work for it, it's like, wow, this is a lot harder than the idea made it seem.
I just have a notepad list in my phone that just keeps growing and growing. But at least now that I know there's some parameters, I can cut a bunch off. And we'll have to figure out how to pick we could just maybe pick out of a hat or something. It's gonna be fun.
Number generator.
Yeah. That's gonna be fun. But
I
yeah,
can't wait.
I think that kind of wraps it for today. And next week we'll have that episode. And then we're getting close to the 24th, which is when a ton of albums are coming out.
Oh yeah, we got new Coheed, Lexus on Fire return full length from them.
Weezer Summer.
Weezer Summer. I don't know if you ever listened to Soccer Mommy.
I've heard of them.
Their last album was really good, and they have another one coming out on the 24th as well.
I think I recognize them from Sirius XMU. What is them?
I was like obsessed with the song "Circle the Drain" when their last album came out.
Oh yeah. I recognize the name. I can't think how it goes, but nice. So that'll be a beefy episode. We'll make sure to listen to a lot of albums
Oh,
that
yeah.
weekend. Nice.
And one more quick note on tomorrow's episode. So the reason we're doing this is also for Sticks and Stones turning 20 this week. So I think we'll probably kick off or next week's episode with a little, when everyone gives their intros, I'm sure everyone will share their thoughts on Sticks and Stones instead of diving into it now.
All right. Good
Little
call.
tease there.
Yeah. Sticks and Stones and the draft. I'm sure that'll get picked.
That's gonna go.
Man,
I'm
this
sure there's
is-
gonna be a lot of 4 Years Strong, A Day to Remember, Newfound Glory. They all know each other, so I'm giving you some hints so you know where
Yeah.
they're gonna be going.
yeah. Thank you. Nice. I can't wait.
Story so far.
That's fine. I don't need a lot of those. I love those bands, but 6 CDs road trip, I have a certain
You gotta hit.
certain thing I'm looking for. Yeah.
There's definitely a strategy to it because you don't want like, do you want 6 straight bangers? Do you want one to mellow things out? Like, how do you want this drive to go? It's all
Is it a long
All up to
drive
you.
for someone with nothing to think about?
oh.
Get some poetry
Dance
going
hall.
on. All right. I'll see you tomorrow, Brett, and I'll see you Friday.
Yes,
It's
you
a-
will.
It's a GA packed weekend. As always, thank you everyone for listening. Thank you, Spirit Board. We love you guys. We'll see everyone soon.
See you next week.